Kia ora tātou. We have our head coach Colin Cooper and captain Ash Dixon here for your questions, if someone would like to get the ball rolling. Yeah, Matt.
Colin, Warren Gatlin was just in here saying Steve Hansen seems like he's a bit worried. Based on what you saw from the Lions tonight, do you think he has a reason to be worried?
Yeah, I think he'll know how the Lions are going to come at him. I don't think there'll be much change on what we experienced out there with, their good scrum, their line-out drive and their aerial attack.
Yeah, Colin, you look like you sort of struggled to really get into the game tonight. Why do you think that was? Was it the Lions' dominance, or was it just a sort of failure to get things going on your end?
Yeah, I think, we made too many mistakes, particularly under the high ball, and gave them the opportunity inside our half. And we were under pressure in our half, but when we got out of our half and got into their half, we looked better. But we couldn't maintain that because probably too many errors. Their defence was pretty good.
Ash, how did you feel about the build-up leading into this one? You guys didn't peak too early, did you?
No, I felt with the week that we had, we prepared as well as we could. We started pretty well tonight. I thought in that first half our defence was holding and at times we had good momentum, but I think that second half when we came out, our discipline really let us down. We a penalty and then we're in our half and then another penalty and then a drop ball. And I think at this level it's crucial that you got to exit really well and you can't make a lot of mistakes, I guess, in your half. And we got pinned down in our corner for a good 20 minutes there and we paid the price. And I think we gassed ourselves as well. We lost a bit of energy in the tank and a man down two in the bin doesn't help. So the Lions performed really well in it and came away with a win.
Yeah, Colin, we talked during the week about the aerial threat of the Lions, and Warren said tonight he was really happy with how that went. Why do you think you guys struggled to contain them? Conor Murray was kicking really well from the base, and also Sexton out at 10. Was it just the kicks from them which were too good? Was it the positioning of your players? I mean, why do you think that was?
Well, I think it's they're pretty experts in their kicking game, so they gave a lot of height and a lot of chase, which allows the chase, and we dropped too many, and again that pressure when we did catch them, just maintain that pressure, and we struggled to get out of, as Ash said, out of our 22 or out of our half, and played most of the game in there, particularly in that second half. And I guess when you get a man down and you got kickers like that, and the pressure that they were bringing on us, we had to fight really hard, and we're lucky not to the score to get bigger.
Angelo?
Colin, to what extent did Tara Kerr-Barlow's yellow card change the game, in your opinion, or the trajectory of the game? And secondly, was it a fair yellow card, in your opinion?
Well, they scored 2 tries from it, so it hurt us big time. And against an international team like that, if you try and play 14 men, you're gonna suffer for that. The guy was falling. He was going forward. Got told he couldn't wrap his arms. Didn't wrap his arms. He said to me he couldn't wrap his arms, but still, discipline. Probably shouldn't have gone there.
Nigel?
Colin, Damien McKenzie, his performance at first 5-8, how much is that young man going to learn from tonight, and is that something that you may consider sort of referring back to maybe next year when you take over a Super Rugby team?
Well, I think he's a 10. He hasn't had a lot of time at 10 in the past, so he'll build. He got injured in the end. We had to pull him off because of an injury. But he's only going to get better with more time. It's a major position, 9 and 10. I think the kid's equipped to be a good 10.
Yep, down here.
Ash, how impressed were you with that Lions forward pack? And do you think they can beat the All Blacks?
Yeah, definitely. They're gonna. It's going to be a really competitive Test series, I think. They came out in that second half and performed really well. They kept it simple. And in conditions like this, that was quite trying and that ball slippery, they played to their strengths, and that's what you got to do. at this level and above. So, I think next week it is going to be a really contested series. So I think the All Blacks have got the smarts as well. I don't think they'll be, foolish and just think they can roll up. I think it's going to be a really highly contested test series, and we're going to be in for some good footy.
Ash, this is a very similar question, but a lot's been made about their pack, obviously. More performances like this will only increase that type of talk. You've played against a lot of packs in your career. Were you at all did you feel overwhelmed by them, or was it just more your own undoing?
No, I don't want to take nothing away from the Lions pack. I thought they performed really well. I think it's just it's a bit different to what we're used to. I guess a northern hemisphere type of pack compared to a southern hemisphere. You've got to understand of what their strengths are and what they're trying to do. I think when we understood that and managed to stay in front at scrum time, we were good. But I guess when we went on our own individual tour, we paid the price there, and it was just simple. We spent too much time in our 22 and it just gassed us, and you can't play footy at that end of the field. You've got to be at the other side in conditions like this.
Yeah, Ollie?
Ash, they were clearly playing for points, especially in that first half. Halfpenny was kicking really well. With you guys giving away those penalties and then constantly converting them into points, were you looking to change anything that you guys were doing on the field? And did you think that the referee was being a little too lenient either way?
I think definitely for us, we did give a lot of silly penalties away that we wouldn't have liked. At times, I thought we put on some good pressure around the breakdown and had some good line speed when we made the collision really well at the breakdown. But then again, we went on our own path and didn't really stick to the game plan at times, and it did cost us points. So, I think next time if we do have another chance, that we've just got to be smarter. It's another level up, so we've got to be smarter in these situations.
Yeah, we've got one down the back, Nigel.
Colin, what would you like to see out of any possible end-of-year tour for the Māori All Blacks this year, if they were to come around?
I think the end-of-the-year tour is really important for Māori rugby.
Last question.
It's an opportunity to bring some younger guys in and develop them and get ready for the next Lions tour. It's a one-in-a-lifetime game, and I think to help Māori rugby, the more we tour, the better.
3 games, preference, 3 maybe an extra one. What would you like if they came to you and said, Colin, what would you like to do with the Māori All Blacks? What would you like?
Yeah, 3 games would be great. I think if would have been nice to play another game before we played the Lions, but in the super competition, that's very difficult. So. Yeah, there's so much learning for the group after tonight's game.
Colin, just on the injury situation with Matt Proctor and perhaps Damien, any others and can you update?
I'm not sure where Matt is, but he didn't look too good, and Damien's neck is pretty stiff, so I'm not quite sure how long that is.
Thanks very much, guys. Cheers.
Thank you.